before we enter the frozen hell of Alaska where hunger becomes a monster, do me a favor. Drop a comment telling me where you're watching from and if you've heard of the Wendigo legend. Hit that like button if the idea of your best friend becoming a cannibal monster terrifies you. Subscribe for more real military encounters that prove some curses are real. Now, let's talk about the hunger that never ends. My name is Staff Sergeant David Morrison, United States Army Rangers, 75th Regiment. What I'm about to tell you will make you question everything you think you know about survival, about hunger, about how quickly a human being can stop being human and become something else, something ancient, something that should never have been awakened. 9 Rangers died in the Alaskan wilderness in February 2024. The official report says hypothermia and equipment failure. That's a lie. The truth is that we died because Private First Class Carlos Martinez got hungry. So hungry that he ate something he shouldn't have. And the curse that consumed him didn't stop with his body. It spread, like an infection, like a virus, turning my friends, my brothers, into creatures that hunted us through the frozen forest with a hunger that could never be satisfied. I survived. I'm the only one who did. But I'm writing this now because I can feel it starting. The hunger. The way Martinez described it before he stopped being Martinez. Before he became something with antlers and gray skin and teeth designed for tearing flesh. I haven't eaten in 3 days, and everyone around me is starting to smell. Delicious. This is a warning. This is a testimony. This is a confession. And this is a countdown to when I stop being human. It started as a routine winter survival training exercise. 10 Rangers, 1 week in the Alaskan wilderness near the Canadian border. February 2024. Temperatures hovering around -35 Fahrenheit. Constant snowfall. We'd done cold weather training before, but Command wanted us ready for Arctic operations. Climate change was opening up new strategic territory in the far north, and Rangers needed to be capable of operating in extreme cold. Our team, Lieutenant Jake Wilson, Staff Sergeants Rodriguez and myself, Sergeants Thompson and Chen, Specialists Anderson and Foster, Private First Class Carlos Martinez, and Corporals Jackson and Davis. We were supposed to be inserted by helicopter, conduct survival exercises for 5 days, then extract. Simple, standard. We'd all done harder missions. The helicopter went down on day 1. We were 20 minutes from the drop zone when the pilot, Chief Warrant Officer Harris, came over the comms with words no one wants to hear. We have a problem. Engine failure. Prepare for emergency landing. There was no good place to land. We were over dense forest, mountains on all sides, nowhere flat enough for a controlled crash. Harris did his best, but physics doesn't care about skill. We hit the tree line at 40 knots, the helicopter tearing through branches and trunks like a blender. The crash killed Harris and the co-pilot instantly. The rest of us survived with various injuries. Jackson had a broken arm. Thompson had a concussion. Martinez had deep lacerations across his chest. I had cracked ribs. Everyone else had cuts, bruises, and the kind of trauma that comes from watching a helicopter crash around you. We assessed the situation. The helicopter was destroyed. Communications equipment fried. We had emergency beacons, but the crash had damaged them. We could transmit a distress signal, but not receive confirmation that anyone heard it. We were in the Alaskan wilderness, 40 miles from the nearest settlement, in -35-degree weather with limited supplies. Best case scenario, Wilson said, reading the GPS before it died. Search and rescue finds our beacon in 12 hours. Weather's supposed to get worse, so realistically, 24 to 48 hours. Can we survive 48 hours out here? Rodriguez asked. We're Rangers, Wilson said with forced confidence. This is literally what we train for. We have cold weather gear, fire-starting equipment, emergency rations. We dig in, we stay warm, we wait for extraction. What we didn't know, what we couldn't have known, was that we'd crashed in hunting territory. Not our hunting territory. Theirs. We set up a defensive camp using the helicopter wreckage as a windbreak. Got a fire going, treated injuries, inventoried supplies. We had enough emergency rations for maybe 3 days if we stretched them. Plenty of water. We were surrounded by snow we could melt. Cold weather gear was intact. We could survive. Martinez was in bad shape. The lacerations across his chest were deep, probably needed stitches. Chen, our medic, cleaned and bandaged them as best he could with the medical supplies we had. But Martinez was shivering badly, and not just from cold. "I'm so hungry," Martinez said as Chen worked on him. "Is that normal? I feel like I haven't eaten in days." "Shock and trauma can do that," Chen said. "Your body's burning calories trying to warm itself and heal injuries. We'll get some hot food in you once I finish patching you up." We rationed out emergency rations. High-calorie bars that tasted like cardboard but provided necessary nutrition. Martinez ate his portion quickly, then looked around at the rest of us. "Is there more?" "That barely did anything. I'm still starving." "That's all we can spare right now," Wilson said. "We need to make supplies last until extraction. You'll adjust." But Martinez didn't adjust. Over the next few hours, as we settled into survival mode, Martinez kept complaining about hunger. Not casual "I'm hungry" comments. Obsessive, constant fixation. He couldn't focus on anything else. "Guys, I'm serious. I'm so hungry. It hurts. Can I have some of someone else's ration? I'll pay you back, please." "Martinez, you had the same amount as everyone else," Thompson said. "We're all hungry. Deal with it." "You don't understand. This isn't normal hungry. This is... I can't describe it. It's like my stomach is eating itself. Like there's this empty pit inside me that needs to be filled, or I'll die." "That's just extreme stress and injury," Chen said. "Your body's in survival mode. Try to rest. The hunger will ease up." It didn't ease up. It got worse. At 1800 hours, 6 hours after the crash, Martinez couldn't sit still anymore. He was pacing around the camp, agitated, constantly looking at our packs where the remaining rations were stored. "I need to hunt," Martinez said suddenly. "There must be animals out here, rabbits, squirrels, something. I can't wait 2 days for extraction. I need food now." "You're not going anywhere," Wilson ordered. "We stay together. We conserve energy. We wait." "I can't wait," Martinez yelled. Then quieter, "I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm so angry. I need to eat. I need it." Rodriguez pulled me aside. "That's not normal behavior. Crash trauma doesn't make someone this fixated on food. Something's wrong with him." "What are you thinking? Internal injuries? Brain trauma?" "I don't know. But watch him. If he gets more unstable, we might need to restrain him for his own safety." At 2000 hours, Martinez stood up and walked away from camp before anyone could stop him. Just walked into the forest, into the darkness and snow. Wilson sent Anderson and Foster after him with BAM, orders to bring him back. They found him 50 meters from camp, kneeling in the snow, eating something. When they got closer, they realized what it was. A dead animal. A fox or small wolf, frozen solid, probably dead for days. Martinez had broken through the ice around a frozen carcass and was eating the raw, rotten meat with his bare hands. "Martinez, what the hell are you doing?" Anderson yelled. Martinez looked up at them. His mouth was covered in blood and frozen tissue. His eyes were wild, desperate. And when he spoke, his voice was strange, distorted. "It doesn't taste right," Martinez said. "The meat, it's bad, it's rotten, but I'm so hungry I don't care. Why doesn't it taste right? Why doesn't anything taste right anymore? They dragged him back to camp. Martinez fought them the whole way, trying to bring the carcass with him, screaming that he needed more, that they didn't understand, that the hunger was unbearable. Chen examined him at camp. Martinez, you just ate carrion that's been dead for who knows how long. You could have parasites, bacteria, rabies. Why would you do that? Because I'm hungry, Martinez said, but he was crying now. And I don't know why. Ever since the crash, I can't think about anything else. Food, meat. I can smell it on all of you, your rations, your bodies. Everything smells like food, and I can't stop thinking about eating. That's when Thompson said the word none of us wanted to hear. Wendigo. We all looked at him. What? It's a native legend. Algonquian tribes. A curse that affects people in extreme survival situations. Usually in winter, usually in the far north. The story is that if you eat human flesh, or sometimes just get too desperate, too hungry, you get infected with an insatiable hunger. You start changing, transforming into something called a Wendigo, a creature that's always starving, always hunting, always needing to eat. No matter how much it consumes, the hunger never stops. That's folklore, Wilson said. We're dealing with a medical issue here, not a curse. But the symptoms match, Thompson insisted. Obsessive hunger, food tasting wrong, aggression, fixation on meat. Martinez, did you eat anything weird before the crash? Anything unusual? Martinez was rocking back and forth, hugging himself. There was something at the crash site. Before we all gathered, I found there was a body, old body, frozen in the ice near where we crashed. Not human. At least I don't think it was human. It was too big, too distorted, but it had meat on it, and I was so hungry, and I thought if I just had a little bit, just enough to stop the pain in my stomach. The temperature in the camp dropped. Not physically, emotionally. Everyone went silent. You ate something from a corpse at the crash site? Chen said slowly. A corpse that you admit wasn't human. I don't know what it was, Martinez sobbed. It was frozen into the ice, could have been there for years, decades. But I was so hungry and it was right there, and I thought it was better than starving. But the meat tasted wrong, tasted bad, like rot and copper and something else I can't describe. And ever since then, the hunger won't stop, and normal food doesn't help. And you all smell so good. He looked around at us. Really looked at us. And in his eyes, I saw something that made my blood run cold. He wasn't looking at us like friends anymore. He wasn't even looking at us like people. He was looking at us like food. Martinez, Wilson said carefully, we're going to keep you warm and safe until extraction. Whatever you ate, whatever's happening to you, we'll get you to doctors. They'll fix this. You don't understand, Martinez whispered. The hunger is getting worse. Every minute, every second, and you're right there. So much meat, so much food, and I'm trying so hard not to think about how easy it would be to just bite, just once, just enough to make the pain stop. We tied Martinez up. Not to be cruel, to keep him safe, to keep us safe. We used climbing rope and secured him to a tree near the fire. He didn't fight us. He actually seemed relieved. Thank you, he said as we tied the knots. I don't trust myself. The hungry part of me is getting louder. It's telling me to hurt you, to eat you, and I don't want to do that. You're my friends. You're my brothers, but the voice is so loud. Please don't untie me. No matter what I say, no matter how much I beg, don't untie me until extraction comes. We agreed. Set up watch rotation. 2 people awake at all times, watching Martinez and watching the forest. We had 40 hours until probable extraction, 40 hours to keep Martinez and ourselves alive. At 0100 hours, on my watch shift with Rodriguez, we heard Martinez start to change. It wasn't dramatic. Not at first. Just small sounds. Cracking. Popping. Like joints adjusting. Martinez was shivering, but not from cold. His whole body was trembling, convulsing. "My bones," Martinez gasped. "Something's wrong with my bones. They hurt. They're moving." I grabbed a flashlight and shined it on him. Martinez's chest was rising and falling rapidly. His skin looked wrong, paler than it should be, taking on a grayish tint. And his fingers. His fingers looked longer, not by much, just a centimeter or 2, but definitely longer than they'd been before. "Rodriguez, wake everyone up," I said quietly. "Something's happening." By the time the team gathered, Martinez was writhing against the ropes. His breathing had changed, faster, shallower, and the sounds. God, the sounds. Bones cracking, audibly breaking and reforming. Martinez was screaming, but trying to keep it quiet, like he didn't want to disturb us even while his body was tearing itself apart. "What's happening to me?" Martinez cried. "Why do I hurt? Why am I changing? What did I eat?" Chen tried to examine him, but Martinez's skin was ice cold, colder than it should be in -35-degree weather, colder than a living human's skin should ever be. "His metabolism is going crazy," Chen said. "His body temperature is dropping, but his heart rate is increasing. This doesn't make medical sense. This doesn't make any sense." "It makes sense if Thompson was right," Anderson said quietly. "If the Wendigo curse is real, if Martinez ate the flesh of something that was already cursed, already infected, and now he's transforming. Transforming into what?" Jackson demanded. Martinez answered for us. He looked up, and his eyes had changed. The whites were yellowing, the pupils were dilating unnaturally large, and when he smiled, and God help me, he smiled, his teeth looked sharper. "I know what I'm becoming," Martinez said. His voice was different now, deeper, raspy, like something was growing in his throat. "I can feel it. The hunger is teaching me, showing me what I need to do, what I need to eat. The curse wants to spread, wants more, wants all of you." "Fight it, Martinez," Wilson ordered. "You're a ranger. You're trained for this. You can resist." "I don't want to resist anymore," Martinez interrupted. "The hunger is the only thing that makes sense, the only thing that feels right, and you're all standing right there. So much food, so much meat, and I'm so fucking hungry." His bones cracked again, louder this time. His arms elongated another inch, his fingers stretched another centimeter, his skin turned grayer, and from his forehead I swear I saw the beginning of something. Protrusions. Like bone was trying to push through the skin. Antlers. He was growing antlers. "Jesus Christ," Rodriguez whispered. "It's real. The Wendigo curse is real, and Martinez is turning into one right in front of us." Martinez looked at each of us in turn, and when he spoke again, his voice was barely human. "Untie me, please. I promise I won't hurt you. I just need a little bit, just a taste, just enough to make the hunger stop. Please. We're friends, we're brothers, help me." None of us moved, because we all knew, if we untied him, if we gave him even one bite, the curse would spread. And we'd all become what Martinez was becoming. A creature that was always hungry, always hunting, always needing more. A Wendigo, and we still had 36 hours until extraction. Martinez's transformation accelerated through the night. by 0300 hours, 14 hours after he'd eaten the cursed flesh, he'd changed so much that calling him Martinez felt wrong, like using a person's name for something that wasn't a person anymore. His arms had elongated by 4 inches. His legs had stretched, bones breaking and reforming with sounds like gunshots. His skin had turned completely gray, the texture changing from flesh to something closer to leather. And the antlers, God, the antlers. They'd broken through his skull at 0230 hours, emerging from his forehead with a sound I'll never forget, like branches pushing through frozen earth. They were small still, maybe 6 inches each, but growing, visibly growing. His face had changed too. The jaw had elongated, the teeth had sharpened, his eyes had sunk deeper into his skull, the pupils now taking up almost the entire eye. No white remaining, just huge black pupils that tracked our every movement. And he'd grown. Martinez had been 5'8". Now, even sitting down, tied to the tree, he looked taller. Maybe 6'2", 6'4". Still growing. "How much bigger is he going to get?" Foster asked, watching Martinez with unconcealed horror. "Legends say Wendigos can be 8 to 10 feet tall," Thompson said. He'd been reading from a survival guide that had a section on indigenous folklore, meant as cultural education, but now serving as our only reference for what we were facing. They're described as impossibly thin, with skin pulled tight over bones, gray or white coloration, antlers or horns, and they're fast, faster than humans, faster than they should be able to move with their size. "How do we kill one?" Wilson asked. Thompson was quiet for a moment. "Fire, that's the consistent element across all the legends. You have to burn the heart. Just killing the body isn't enough. The hunger survives even death. You have to completely incinerate the corpse to destroy the curse." "Great," Rodriguez muttered. "So we have to burn our friend alive if he fully transforms." "He's not our friend anymore," Chen said quietly. He was watching Martinez with clinical detachment now, studying the transformation like a disease. Whatever Martinez was, whatever made him human, that's being consumed by the curse, replaced by something else, something that only knows hunger. Martinez heard us talking. He tilted his head, a movement that was too smooth, too fluid, like a predator tracking prey. When he spoke, his voice was barely recognizable. Deep, rasping, with an undertone that sounded like wind through a cave. "I can hear you planning to burn me. That's smart. That's what you should do. Before I get loose. Before I eat all of you, because I will, you know. Get loose. It's just a question of time. The ropes are getting easier to break, my strength is increasing, and the hunger is teaching me things. How to hunt, how to kill, how to make the meat last longer. Martinez, if you can still understand us, you need to fight this," Wilson said. "You need to resist the curse. We'll get you help, medical treatment, whatever it takes." Martinez laughed. It was a horrible sound, not human, like wind through dead trees. "There's no help for this. The hunger is all there is now. And honestly, it feels good. Better than being human. Humans have so many stupid concerns. Morality, fear, love. The hunger burns all that away, leaves only the important thing. The only thing, eating, surviving, growing stronger." His stomach growled. Not a normal stomach growl. This was deep, resonant, like thunder, like an avalanche. The sound of emptiness so profound it had weight. "I'm going to eat you, Morrison," Martinez said, looking directly at me. "Not first, you're smart. You'll be hard to catch. But eventually, and I want you to know something. When I eat you, when I tear into your flesh and taste your meat, I'll still remember you. Remember being your friend. Remember training together. And that will make you taste so much better." At 04:15 hours, Martinez broke the first rope. We heard it snap, watched him pull his elongated arms free, the rope falling away like thread. His strength had increased exponentially. Ropes that should have held him were nothing now. "Open fire!" Wilson yelled. We all fired. 10 Rangers with automatic weapons, unloading on Martinez from point-blank range, hundreds of rounds in seconds. The muzzle flashes lit up the camp. The sound was deafening. Martinez screamed and fell backward. Blood, black blood, not red, poured from dozens of wounds. We'd hit him center mass. Multiple headshots. He should have been dead, should have been torn apart. But he was still moving, still breathing, still looking at us with those empty black eyes. "How is he alive?" Anderson demanded, reloading. "The curse," Thompson said. "It's not just changing his body, it's keeping him alive, making him more durable, harder to kill." Martinez started to stand up. Despite the wounds, despite the blood, he rose to his full height, and God, he was tall now, easily 6'6", still growing, and he looked at the blood pouring from his chest and laughed. "That hurt," Martinez said. "Good. Pain means I'm still alive, still hungry, still hunting. Now it's my turn." He moved, faster than any human should move, faster than we could track. One moment he was at the tree, the next he was in front of Jackson, clawed hands, when had they become clawed, reaching for Jackson's throat. Jackson screamed, managed to get his rifle up, fired point-blank into Martinez's face. The shot took off part of Martinez's jaw, exposing teeth and bone. Martinez paused, looked at Jackson, tilted his head like he was confused by the rifle. Then he grabbed Jackson by the head with both hands and twisted. Clean, efficient, instant death. Jackson's body dropped. Martinez dropped with it. And before anyone could stop him, before anyone could even process what was happening, Martinez started eating, not eating, devouring. He tore into Jackson's body with teeth and claws, ripping through clothing and flesh like paper. The sounds were horrible, wet, crunching, and Martinez was making sounds too, not words, sounds of pure satisfaction, pure joy. The hunger being fed. We opened fire again, hit Martinez another 12 times. But he didn't stop eating, didn't even slow down. He just kept consuming Jackson's body while we pumped rounds into his back. "Fall back," Wilson ordered. "Into the trees, scatter. Regroup at the secondary position." We ran, abandoned the camp, abandoned the helicopter, abandoned Jackson's body, and Martinez feasting on it. We ran into the Alaskan forest at 04:30 in the morning, in minus 35-degree weather, fleeing from something that used to be our friend. Behind us, we heard Martinez's voice, still eating, calling after us. "Thank you for the meal. 1 down, 9 to go. The hunger is so happy. Don't worry. I'll find you all. I can smell you. I can hear your hearts beating. I'll find you, and I'll eat you, and the hunger will finally be satisfied." But even as he said it, even as he consumed Jackson's entire body, I knew the truth. The hunger would never be satisfied. That was the curse. That was the Wendigo, always hungry, always needing more. No matter how much it ate, the emptiness would remain. We regrouped 200 meters from camp. 9 Rangers left. 9 terrified soldiers who'd just watched their friend transform into a monster and eat another friend. 9 people who realized we weren't fighting an enemy we'd been trained for. "We can't fight that thing," Davis said, his voice shaking. "We unloaded on it, multiple headshots. It should be dead, it should be destroyed, but it's still alive, still coming for us. We need to burn it," Thompson insisted. "That's the only way. We go back with incendiaries, burn the body, burn Martinez, end this. Even if we could burn him, Rodriguez said. That doesn't solve our bigger problem. We're 40 miles from civilization, in a blizzard, with no working communications, and something hunting us that can move faster than we can, doesn't die when shot and wants to eat us. How long until extraction? Foster asked. Wilson checked his watch. 30 hours. Assuming they even got our distress signal. Assuming they're coming at all. Can we survive 30 hours with that thing hunting us? Chen asked. Nobody answered, because we all knew the answer was no. At 0600 hours, 20 hours after the crash, we discovered Martinez wasn't our only problem. We were moving through the forest, trying to put distance between us and the camp, when Davis started complaining about hunger. Not casual hunger. Obsessive, desperate hunger. Like Martinez had been. Guys, I need to eat, like right now. I can't focus. I can't think. All I can think about is food. Does anyone have rations, anything? We all stopped. Looked at Davis. He looked normal. No gray skin, no elongated limbs, no antlers, but his eyes. His eyes had that same desperate quality Martinez's eyes had before the transformation. Davis, when did you last eat? Chen asked carefully. At camp, before Martinez. But it wasn't enough. It's never enough. I'm so hungry. Why is food the only thing I can think about? Did you eat anything else? Wilson demanded. Anything at the crash site? Anything unusual? Davis was quiet. Then, there was blood on the snow, near where Martinez was eating. I slipped in it, got it on my hands, and I don't know why I did this, but I tasted it, just a little bit, just to see and it tasted good, better than anything I've ever tasted, and now I can't stop thinking about it, about how good it was, about how much I want more. Oh, God, Thompson breathed. The curse spreads through consumption. Davis ate infected blood. Even just a taste is enough. He's infected now, too. I don't feel different, Davis said, but he was panicking. I feel normal, just hungry. Really, really hungry. I can beat this, right? I'm stronger than Martinez. I won't transform. I won't. He stopped mid-sentence. His eyes widened. He looked down at his hands. His fingers were lengthening, just a millimeter, but growing, visibly growing. No, Davis whispered. No, 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 no. I don't want this. I don't want to be like Martinez. Please, someone kill me. Kill me before I change. Before I hurt anyone, please. Wilson raised his weapon. The hardest order a commander can give. Execute your own man to prevent him from becoming a threat. His finger moved to the trigger. Davis moved faster. The transformation was accelerating, maybe because he knew what he was becoming. Maybe because he'd consumed infected blood instead of infected flesh. Whatever the reason, Davis went from human to Wendigo in seconds instead of hours. His bones cracked, his skin grayed, his jaw elongated, his teeth sharpened, and he grew. 6 feet, 6, 7 feet, still growing. Antlers burst from his skull. Small ones, barely nubs, but present, and his eyes, those black, empty eyes, fixed on us, fixed on food. I'm sorry, Davis said in that rasping Wendigo voice. I'm so sorry. The hunger is everything. It's all I am now, and you all smell so good. Anderson shot him. Center mass, 3 rounds. Davis staggered but didn't fall. Looked down at the wounds, looked back at Anderson, smiled with those sharp teeth. Thank you for the help, Davis said. The pain makes the hunger sharper, makes me faster, stronger, more focused. Now, who wants to be dinner? He moved, impossibly fast, like Martinez, but faster. Adaptation. Evolution. Each new Wendigo learned from the previous one's mistakes. Foster was closest. Davis hit him like a freight train, slamming him against a tree. Foster got his knife out, stabbed Davis in the throat. Davis grabbed Foster's stabbing arm and broke it. Clean snap. Foster screamed. We opened fire, hit Davis multiple times, but like Martinez, the wounds didn't stop him, didn't even slow him. He just kept advancing, kept attacking, kept hunting. "Scatter!" Wilson yelled. "Don't let it pin us down. Move! Go!" We split up, ran in different directions. Classic tactic against a single predator. Make it choose which prey to pursue. Hopefully the others escape while it focuses on one target. Davis chose Foster, the easiest prey. Already wounded. Already screaming. Davis grabbed him and dragged him into the trees. We heard Foster's screams for maybe 30 seconds. Then silence. Then those horrible wet sounds of eating. 8 rangers left. 2 infected. 2 Wendigos hunting us through the Alaskan wilderness. We regrouped at 0800 hours. Found a small cave system that offered some protection. Wilson established a defensive position while we tried to process what we'd seen, what we'd learned. "The curse spreads through consumption," Thompson said, working through the logic. Martinez ate cursed flesh and transformed. Davis ate infected blood and transformed faster, which means if either of them eats any of us, the curse spreads to them, and then they transform, and then there are more Wendigos. So our choice is get eaten or get infected and become one of them, Rodriguez said. Great options. There's a third option, Wilson said quietly. We kill them all, Martinez and Davis, before they can spread it further, before more of us get infected. We go on the offensive, hunt them before they hunt us. With what? Anderson demanded. Bullets don't kill them. They barely slow them down. Thompson said fire, Wilson replied. We burn them. We have fuel in our packs for heating stoves. We have flares. We make improvised incendiaries and we burn those things until there's nothing left. And what if we can't? Chen asked. What if they're too fast, too strong? What if trying to fight them just gets more of us killed? Then we make sure we don't get eaten, Wilson said. Because getting killed by bullets is better than getting infected. Getting eaten. Becoming one of those things. At 1,000 hours, we heard them calling. Martinez and Davis, hunting together now, coordinating, learning pack tactics. Martinez's voice echoed through the forest. We can smell you. We know you're close. Come out. Let us show you how good the hunger feels, how free it is. No more human weaknesses. Just the hunt, just the feast, just the endless, beautiful hunger. Davis's voice. Newer, but just as terrible. Join us, and you'll never feel pain again. Never feel fear. Never feel anything but the satisfaction of eating, of consuming, of growing. Come out. Let us bite you. Let us share this gift. They weren't trying to be stealthy. They were trying to terrorize us, trying to make us panic, trying to make us run, because running prey is easier to catch than prey that stands and fights. We stayed in the cave, weapons ready, fire-making materials prepared, waiting for them to find us, waiting for the fight we couldn't avoid, and trying not to think about the fact that we had 28 hours left until extraction, 28 hours of surviving against 2 Wendigos, 2 creatures that used to be our friends, 2 monsters that wanted nothing more than to eat us, to infect us, to make us like them. 2 monsters that were getting smarter with every kill, learning from every hunt, adapting to every tactic we tried. And the terrible question that nobody wanted to ask out loud, how many of us were already infected? How many had touched the blood, breathed in the vapor from Martinez's transformation, been exposed to whatever supernatural force drove the curse? How many of us were counting down to our own transformation? The Wendigos found us at 1200 hours. Not by accident. They'd been tracking us methodically, patiently, like predators who knew their prey had nowhere to run. When Martinez and Davis appeared at the cave entrance, they didn't attack immediately. They just stood there, watching us. Two creatures that looked almost human if you didn't look too closely. If you ignored the gray skin, the elongated limbs, the antlers, the empty black eyes. "Hello, brothers," Martinez said. His voice had changed even more since the last time we'd heard it. Deeper, with an echo that shouldn't be possible from a single throat. "We've been looking for you. We missed you. We missed the meals you represent." Davis was beside him, slightly smaller, only 7 feet to Martinez's 8, but just as terrifying. His transformation had finished faster, but the result was the same, a creature designed for hunting, for eating, for spreading the curse. "Come out," Davis said. "Fighting only delays the inevitable. You'll be hungry eventually. You'll all be hungry, and when the hunger becomes too much, you'll understand. You'll want to join us, want to feel what we feel. The freedom, the power, the endless satisfaction of the hunt." We had the cave entrance covered with overlapping fields of fire. 8 rangers with automatic weapons. But we'd seen what bullets did to Wendigos, slowed them, hurt them, but didn't stop them, didn't kill them. "We have incendiaries," Wilson called out. "We know fire kills you. We know you burn. Come into this cave and we'll burn you both. Send you back to whatever hell spawned you." Martinez laughed. "Fire kills these bodies, yes, but the curse lives on, in the smoke, in the ash, in the hunger that spreads through breath and blood and desperate consumption. You can't kill hunger, Wilson. You can only feed it, and we're so hungry." Then they charged. We opened fire. All 8 of us. Hundreds of rounds in seconds. The cave lit up with the muzzle flashes. The sound was deafening in the enclosed space. We hit them both, tore into them, black blood spraying across the snow. But they kept coming. Martinez took a headshot that blew out part of his skull. Didn't even slow down. Davis took 3 rounds through the chest. Kept advancing. They were almost to the cave entrance when Wilson threw the first incendiary. A homemade firebomb. Fuel from heating stoves in a glass bottle, lit wick, thrown directly at Martinez's chest. It shattered. Fuel spread, ignited. Martinez was suddenly engulfed in flames. He screamed. Not the Wendigo voice, Martinez's voice, the human voice underneath, the part of him that was still trapped inside the monster, still suffering, still aware of what he'd become. "Burn me!" Martinez screamed, real emotion breaking through the curse. "Kill me! Don't let the hunger win! Burn it out! Burn it all!" We threw more incendiaries. Both Wendigos were on fire now. Burning. The smell was horrible. Not just burning flesh. Something else. Something wrong. Like burning meat and ozone and rot all mixed together. Davis tried to retreat, but we followed with flares, setting the forest on fire around the cave entrance, creating a wall of flame they couldn't cross. Both Wendigos backed away, burning, screaming, the fire eating through their cursed flesh. We watched them burn for 15 minutes, watched until they stopped moving, stopped screaming, watched until they were just charred husks lying in the snow, smoke rising from the remains. "Is it over?" Foster asked. His arm was still broken from Davis's attack. Chen had splinted it, but Foster was in bad shape. Shock, trauma, probably internal injuries we couldn't see. "It's over when we reach extraction," Wilson said. 30 hours. We can make it. We stopped them. We killed them. We burned the curse out. But Thompson was staring at the bodies. Did we? Did we kill the curse? Or did we just spread it? What do you mean? Rodriguez asked. Smoke? Ash? Davis said the curse spreads through breath. We all just breathed in smoke from burning Wendigo corpses. How do we know we're not infected now? All of us? The cave went silent. Everyone looked at each other, looking for signs. Gray skin, elongated fingers, that desperate hunger in the eyes. I feel fine, Anderson said, but his voice was uncertain. No hunger, no transformation. We're okay. For now, Chen said quietly. But Davis transformed in hours. Martinez took most of a day. What if exposure through smoke has a different timeline? What if we're all infected and just don't know it yet? Then we're all dead anyway, Wilson said firmly. So, we operate on the assumption that we're clean until proven otherwise. We move to extraction point. We get out of this forest, we get medical treatment, we survive. That's the mission now. We left the cave at 1400 hours. 6 rangers now. Foster had died from his injuries while we were burning the Wendigos. Blood loss and shock, Chen said. But I wondered, had Foster been infected too? Had the curse taken him slowly, quietly, while we focused on the obvious threats? We moved through the forest in tight formation. Nobody more than 5 meters from anyone else, watching each other constantly, looking for signs of infection, signs of the hunger. At 1600 hours, Anderson started complaining about being cold. Not weather cold. Alaska cold was normal. He was saying he couldn't feel his fingers, his feet, that his body temperature felt wrong. Maybe frostbite, Chen suggested, but he didn't sound convinced. We should check for tissue damage. Anderson pulled off his glove. His hand looked normal at first, then we saw it. The nails, they were darker, grayer, and just slightly longer than they should be, growing. Very slowly, but growing. Oh God, Anderson whispered. I'm infected. The smoke, the blood. Something got into me, I can feel it now. Under my skin, in my bones. The hunger starting, quiet now, but getting louder. How long do you think you have? Wilson asked. Tactical question. Cold, necessary. How long until Anderson becomes a threat? I don't know. Hours? Days? The transformation rate seems to vary. Martinez took 24 hours. Davis took 6. Maybe I'm slower. Maybe I have time to reach extraction. Maybe... He stopped. His stomach growled. That deep, resonant Wendigo sound. Maybe not that much time. We should restrain you, Rodriguez suggested. Like we did with Martinez, keep you contained until I transform and break free and eat you all? Anderson interrupted. No, I won't do that. I won't become one of those things. I won't hunt my friends. He pulled his sidearm, put it under his chin. Anderson, wait, Wilson started. Tell my family I died in a training accident, Anderson said. Tell them I was brave. Tell them anything except the truth. That I got infected with a curse that turns people into cannibal monsters. That's not how I want to be remembered. There might be a cure, Chen said desperately. Medical science, treatment, something. There's no cure for this, Anderson replied. You know it, I know it. Thompson's legends say the only cure is fire, complete incineration. So that's what I'll do. He holstered his sidearm, pulled out his fuel canister and flares, started pouring fuel on himself. We realized what he was doing. Anderson, don't, I started. Light me on fire after I'm dead, Anderson said calmly. Make sure the curse doesn't survive in my body. Make sure I can't reanimate, can't transform, can't hunt. Promise me. I promise, Wilson said quietly. Anderson smiled. Thank you, for being my brothers, for letting me die human. He raised his sidearm again. Now turn around. You don't need to see this. We turned around, heard the gunshot. Turned back to see Anderson's body on the ground, fuel-soaked, ready for burning. Wilson threw a flare. Anderson's body ignited. We watched him burn until there was nothing left but ash, making sure the curse died with him, making sure he couldn't transform even in death. 5 Rangers left. 5 people who'd seen 3 friends become monsters and 1 friend choose death over transformation. 5 people who didn't know if they were infected, if they were counting down to their own change. At 1900 hours, 19 hours after the crash, Chen started showing symptoms. He tried to hide it, but we'd all learned what to look for. The obsessive focus on food, the way he kept staring at the rest of us, the slight graying of his skin. Chen, how long have you been feeling the hunger? Wilson asked. Chen's hands shook. Since we burned Martinez and Davis, since I breathed in that smoke. It's been growing, slowly, quietly, but it's there, and it's getting louder. How long until you transform? I don't know. I'm a medic. I'm trying to understand the progression, trying to analyze my symptoms. The hunger is psychological first, then physiological. Metabolism changes. Body temperature drops. Bone structure begins to alter. Based on my symptoms, I'd estimate I have maybe 6 to 8 hours before significant transformation. Maybe 12 until I'm fully changed. That's past extraction time, Rodriguez said. If we can hold out, get Chen on the helicopter, maybe they can quarantine him, study him, find a cure. Or he transforms on the helicopter and kills everyone aboard, Wilson countered. We can't risk that. We can't risk spreading this beyond the Alaskan wilderness. Chen nodded slowly. I know, I understand. But I don't want to die like Anderson. I want to contribute. Use my transformation to buy you time. Let me walk back toward the crash site. Let me find any other Wendigos that might have risen from the ashes. Let me fight them, delay them, give you a clear path to extraction. You'd be sacrificing yourself, I said. I'm dead anyway, Chen replied. At least this way my death means something. Helps my friends survive. That's more than most infected get. Wilson struggled with the decision, then nodded. You're a good soldier, Chen, a good man. Thank you. Chen checked his watch. 22 hours until extraction. I'll give you 12. Then I'll detonate all my remaining ammunition and fuel. Create an explosion. Draw any remaining Wendigos to my position. Away from you. Away from the extraction point. He saluted. We saluted back. And Chen walked away into the darkening forest, carrying all our spare ammunition, carrying his medical supplies, carrying the curse that would transform him into a monster in a few hours, walking toward his death, choosing how he'd die, choosing to make it matter. 4 Rangers left. Wilson, Rodriguez, Thompson, and myself. 4 survivors out of 10 who'd crashed in the Alaskan wilderness. 4 people racing toward extraction while infected friends turned into monsters behind us. At 2100 hours, we heard the explosion. Chen's sacrifice. A massive detonation that lit up the forest. Ammo cooking off. Fuel igniting. And underneath it all, a Wendigo's scream. Chen's scream. The curse fully taking him at the moment he chose to end it. We used the distraction to move fast. Covered ground. Got closer to the extraction point. By 2300 hours, we were 5 kilometers away, within reach, within hope. That's when Rodriguez started showing symptoms. He tried to hide it too. But I was watching everyone closely now, saw the way his eyes kept tracking Thompson's movements, the way he licked his lips, the way his hands trembled, not with cold, but with restraint. "Rodriguez," I said quietly. "When?" "Since the explosion," he admitted. "Something in the smoke. The ash." Chen's burning mixed with whatever curse was in him. I breathed it in, and I felt something change. Like a switch flipping. Like waking up hungry after a long sleep. How long? Hard to say. Hours, maybe. Maybe less. The hunger is growing fast. Faster than Chen described. Maybe the curse is evolving, learning, getting more efficient at spreading. Wilson heard us. "Rodriguez, can you make it to extraction?" Rodriguez was quiet for a long moment. Then, "No, I don't think so. The hunger is too loud. And you all smell too good. I'm already thinking about it, about how easy it would be to just bite. Just once, just enough to taste. And that's how it starts. That's how the curse wins." "Then you know what needs to happen," Wilson said. "I know," Rodriguez replied. He looked at Thompson and Wilson. "Morrison's the best wilderness survivor among us. Best chance of making extraction. You need him alive. Which means one of you needs to restrain me. Stay with me. Make sure I don't follow. Make sure I don't hunt." "I'll stay," Thompson volunteered immediately. "I'm the one who knew about Wendigos, who warned everyone. Let me finish this. Let me make sure you don't transform. Make sure you die human." Rodriguez nodded. "Thank you. For being willing. For being brave enough to stay behind with a monster." "You're not a monster yet," Thompson said. "You're still my friend. Still my brother, and I'll make sure that's how you're remembered." They shared a long look. Then Thompson pulled out rope and started tying Rodriguez to a tree. Just like we'd done with Martinez on that first night. A lifetime ago. An eternity of horror ago. "Morrison, Wilson, go," Thompson said. "Get to extraction. Get home. Tell our story. Make sure people know what happened here. Make sure the curse doesn't spread beyond Alaska." "Thompson," I started. "Go!" Thompson yelled. "Rodriguez is changing. I can see it. His eyes, his skin. You have maybe 5 minutes before he's fully turned. And I need you gone before that happens, before he smells you, before the hunger takes him completely." We ran. Wilson and I. 2 rangers left out of 10. Running through the Alaskan wilderness toward extraction. Leaving Thompson and Rodriguez behind. Leaving them to face the transformation. The change. The curse. Behind us, we heard Rodriguez screaming. Not pain. Transformation. Bones breaking. Growing. The Wendigo taking over. And then Thompson's gunshots. Controlled. Measured. Putting his infected friend down before the change completed. Before Rodriguez became a monster. Then silence. Then a single final gunshot. Thompson keeping his promise. Making sure Rodriguez burned. Making sure the curse died with him. Or maybe Thompson had gotten infected too. Maybe he'd felt the hunger starting. Maybe that final gunshot wasn't for Rodriguez. Maybe it was for himself. Choosing death over transformation. Choosing humanity over hunger. We'd never know. Wilson and I reached the extraction point at 0230 hours. 10 hours before pickup. 2 rangers left. 2 survivors who'd watched 8 friends die. 2 people who didn't know if they were infected. If the curse was growing inside them. If they'd transform before the helicopter arrived. We didn't speak. Just set up a defensive position. Weapons ready. Fire prepared. Watching each other. Watching for signs. Gray skin, elongating fingers, that terrible hunger in the eyes, and trying not to think about how good the other person smelled, how easy it would be to just bite. Just once. Just enough to stop the growing emptiness in our stomachs. The hunger was starting, in both of us, and we still had 10 hours until extraction. Wilson and I sat across from each other at the extraction point for 10 hours. Neither of us sleeping. Neither of us eating. We had no food left anyway. Neither of us speaking. Just watching. Waiting. Looking for the first sign that the other person was transforming. That the curse had taken hold. That the hunger had won. I could feel it growing inside me, starting small. A whisper, a suggestion, an itch in the back of my mind. My stomach felt hollow, empty in a way that had nothing to do with not eating for a day. This was a deeper emptiness, a void that couldn't be filled with normal food, a hunger that wanted something specific. Meat. Human meat. The meat sitting right across from me. Wilson, my commanding officer, my friend, the man I'd served with for 3 years, and all I could think about was how good he would taste. I watched Wilson, saw the same struggle in his eyes, the same battle between human consciousness and the curse growing inside him. We both knew. We were both infected. Maybe from the smoke, maybe from the ash, maybe just from being near the Wendigos. However it happened, the curse was in us now, growing, spreading, transforming us slowly from the inside out. "How long do you think we have?" Wilson asked at 0600 hours. His voice was steady, military calm, but I could hear the strain underneath, the effort of staying human, of not attacking. "I don't know," I admitted. The transformation timeline varies. Martinez took 24 hours, Davis took 6. Anderson felt symptoms after 12 and killed himself. Chen held out for maybe 8, Rodriguez maybe 4. The curse is adapting, getting faster, more efficient. So we might not make it to extraction. We might not make it to extraction as humans. Wilson was quiet for a long moment. Then, "If I start to turn, Morrison, you need to kill me. Immediately, don't hesitate. Don't try to save me, just put me down. Burn the body. Make sure the curse doesn't spread beyond this forest." "Same for me," I replied. "If you see me changing, if you see the hunger winning, you end it. We don't let this curse reach civilization. We don't let it spread beyond Alaska." "Agreed." Wilson checked his watch. 7 hours until extraction. "Think we can last that long?" I looked at him. Really looked at him, and I realized I wasn't seeing a person anymore. I was seeing meat, flesh, food. The hunger was rewriting my perception, changing how I viewed the world. Wilson wasn't my friend. He was a meal, a source of sustenance, a way to fill the terrible emptiness inside me. I blinked hard, forced myself to remember. Wilson. Lieutenant Jake Wilson. Good officer. Good man. Married. 2 kids. Favorite football team was the Patriots. Hated coffee but loved tea. Human. Person. Friend. Not food, not food. "Morrison, your eyes," Wilson said quietly. "They're darkening. The pupils are dilating." I looked down at my hands. My fingers looked longer, just slightly, just a millimeter or 2, but growing. The curse was accelerating. My body was beginning to change, beginning the transformation from human to Wendigo. "How long do I have?" I asked. "Based on the others. Maybe an hour, maybe less. The curse is learning from each infection, getting faster, more efficient." Wilson raised his weapon, pointed it at me. "I'm sorry, Morrison. You're a good soldier, a good friend. But I can't let you turn. Can't let you become one of those things. I know. I said. And I did. This was the right call, the necessary call, the call I'd make if positions were reversed. Do it quick, headshot, then burn me, make sure the curse doesn't survive. Wilson's finger moved to the trigger, and then he stopped, lowered the weapon. His hands were shaking. I can't, Wilson said. I can't shoot you. You're still human, still conscious, still fighting, and I can't be the one who ends it, not like this, not in cold blood. Then we're both dead, I said. Because if you won't kill me, and I transform, I'll kill you, and then eat you, and then the curse spreads, and then everything Chen and Rodriguez and Thompson died for means nothing. So we both kill ourselves, Wilson suggested. Right now, before either of us fully transforms, we go out human, go out on our own terms. I considered it, pulling my sidearm, ending it before the transformation completed, dying human instead of becoming a monster. It was tempting, clean, simple, the right tactical decision. But something stopped me. Some part of my brain that was still human, still rational, still capable of hope. What if we're wrong? What if the symptoms fade? What if the curse doesn't fully take hold? What if one of us can resist it? Nobody has resisted it, Wilson said. Everyone who's been infected has transformed. You've seen it. The curse is inevitable once it starts. Then we have nothing to lose by waiting, by seeing, by giving ourselves every possible second to either resist or call for help when extraction arrives. Wilson thought about it, then nodded slowly. Okay, we wait, we watch each other, and if either of us shows signs of full transformation, antlers, gray skin, the Wendigo voice, the other one ends it immediately. No hesitation, no mercy. Agreed? Agreed. We sat in silence for another hour. I felt the hunger growing, felt my body changing, my metabolism speeding up, my body temperature dropping, my senses sharpening. I could hear Wilson's heartbeat, smell his blood, sense the warmth of his body across 10 feet of frozen ground, and God help me, he smelled delicious. At 0900 hours, Wilson started showing more obvious symptoms. His skin was graying, his fingers had elongated noticeably, and when he spoke his voice had that slight rasp, that Wendigo undertone. Morrison, Wilson said, his voice straining with the effort of staying human. I'm losing it. The hunger is so loud now. It's drowning out everything else. My thoughts, my memories, my humanity. All I can think about is eating you, tearing into you, feeding the hunger. Fight it, I said. But my own voice sounded strange too. Deeper, rougher. The curse was in both of us now, fully active, racing toward the final transformation. I can't fight much longer, Wilson admitted. My bones hurt, they're moving, changing, growing. I can feel antlers trying to push through my skull. The transformation is accelerating. I need you to shoot me, now, before I fully turn, before I attack you. If I shoot you, I said, then I'm alone and infected. And when I transform, and I will transform, there's no one to stop me, no one to burn the body. The curse escapes, reaches civilization. Everything we've done fails. Then we both end it, right now. Count of 3. We both take the shot. We both die human. The curse dies with us. I raised my sidearm. Wilson raised his. We locked eyes, saw the same struggle in each other, the same desperate attempt to hold on to humanity while the curse consumed us from within. On 3, Wilson said. 1, 2, and then we heard it. The sound of helicopter rotors. Distant but approaching. Extraction, coming 3 hours early. Command must have gotten worried. Must have sent an emergency response, salvation, or disaster. If we board that helicopter, I said, we might transform mid-flight, might kill everyone aboard, might spread the curse to the base, to the city, to the world. But if we don't board, Wilson replied, we definitely transform out here, definitely become Wendigos, definitely add 2 more monsters to whatever's hunting this forest. So what do we do? Wilson looked at the approaching helicopter, looked at me, looked at his own graying hands. We board, we tell them what happened, we warn them we might be infected. We let them quarantine us, let them study us, let them try to find a cure. It's a risk, but it's the only option that gives humanity a chance to understand what we're facing. The helicopter landed at 0945 hours, 2 hours before scheduled extraction. A rescue team poured out, medics, security, officers. They saw 2 rangers, injured, traumatized, survivors of a crashed helicopter and winter survival situation. They didn't see the curse. Not yet. Didn't see the gray tint to our skin, the slight elongation of our fingers, the darkness in our eyes. They just saw soldiers who needed help. "Where's the rest of your team?" the rescue commander asked. "Dead," Wilson said simply. "All dead. Hypothermia, equipment failure, wildlife attacks. We're the only survivors." They didn't question it. Just loaded us into the helicopter, started emergency medical treatment, gave us warm blankets, tried to give us food. I couldn't eat the food. The smell was wrong. The texture was wrong. It wasn't what I needed. It wasn't meat. It wasn't human flesh. It wasn't what the hunger demanded. I looked at the medic working on me. Young woman, maybe 25, healthy, strong. And all I could think about was how good she would taste. How easy it would be to bite. Just once. Just enough to satisfy the burning emptiness inside me. I closed my eyes, focused on staying human, on not attacking, on giving civilization a chance to contain the curse before it spread. Just a few more hours, just until we reached the base. Then they could lock me up, study me, maybe find a cure, maybe stop the transformation before it completed. We landed at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson 3 hours later. They rushed us to the medical facility. Quarantine protocols, biohazard suits. They knew something was wrong. Knew we'd been exposed to something dangerous. The doctors ran tests, drew blood, scanned our bodies, and what they found terrified them. Our bone structure was changing. Our metabolism was impossible. Our body chemistry didn't make sense. We were human, but we were becoming something else, something their equipment couldn't explain, something that shouldn't exist. "What did you encounter out there?" the lead doctor asked. "Wendigo," I said. The word felt strange on my tongue, the last fully human word I might ever speak. "It's a curse, spreads through consumption, through infected blood, through breathing cursed smoke. We're infected, both of us. The transformation is inevitable. You need to lock us up. Keep us isolated. Don't let us near anyone. Don't let the curse spread." They didn't believe me. Not really. Wendigo was folklore, mythology, not real. But they saw our test results, saw something was wrong, saw we were changing into something that medical science couldn't explain. They locked us up, separate cells, reinforced, monitored, and we waited. Waited for the transformation to complete. Waited to see if we'd become monsters. Waited to see if humanity had any defense against the curse. Wilson transformed first. I watched through the security camera feed, watched his final hours. His bones broke and reformed. His skin turned fully gray. Antlers erupted from his skull. He grew to 8 feet tall, his teeth sharpened, his eyes went completely black, and then he spoke, in that Wendigo voice, that rasping, echo-filled voice. "I'm so hungry. Let me out. Let me feed. Let me spread the curse. Let me share the gift, the beautiful, endless, perfect hunger." They didn't let him out, kept him locked up, kept him sedated when possible, kept him contained while they studied him, tried to find a cure, tried to reverse the transformation. They failed. Wilson is still alive, still locked up, still hungry, still a Wendigo, still proving that the curse is real, that the folklore was true, that something ancient and terrible lives in the Alaskan wilderness. And I'm writing this from my own cell, watching myself change, feeling the hunger grow stronger every day. My fingers have elongated 3 inches. My skin is gray. I can feel the antlers starting to push through my skull, the bones aching, breaking, reforming. But I'm still human, still conscious, still able to write, still able to warn. The transformation is slower in me. I don't know why. Maybe individual biology, maybe resistance, maybe just luck. But I've been fighting it for 3 weeks now. 3 weeks of feeling the hunger grow, of watching my body change, of losing pieces of my humanity day by day. The doctors are hopeful. They think if I can resist this long, maybe there's a cure. Maybe there's a way to stop the transformation. Reverse the curse. Save the others who might get infected. But I know the truth. The hunger is winning. Every day it gets louder. Every day it's harder to think about anything else. Every day I look at the guards and scientists and doctors and all I see is meat, food, sustenance. I'm going to transform. It's just a question of when. And here's what terrifies me. I don't want to fight it anymore. The hunger is starting to feel good, natural, right. Like this is what I was always meant to be. A predator, a hunter, a creature that exists only to feed. The human part of me is horrified, but the Wendigo part, the part that's growing stronger every day, is excited, eager, ready to hunt, ready to feed, ready to spread the curse. I haven't eaten in 3 days. They won't give me meat anymore. They know what I need, what I want, what the curse demands, and they won't let me have it. But the guards come close sometimes, when they check my vitals, when they draw blood, when they think they're safe behind their biohazard suits and reinforced doors. And they smell so good. The doctors think they have time to study me, to learn from my slower transformation, to develop a cure before I fully change. They're wrong. I can feel it now. The final stage beginning. The bones in my skull starting to break. The antlers pushing through. The last pieces of humanity falling away. Tonight. Maybe tomorrow, but soon, very soon. I'll stop being David Morrison, stop being a ranger, stop being human, and I'll start being what I was always meant to be after eating that cursed flesh. After breathing that cursed smoke, after letting the hunger into my heart, I'll become Wendigo. And when I do, when I finally transform, when the curse fully takes me, I hope they're smart enough to burn me, to burn this cell, to burn everything I've touched. Because if they don't, if they think they can contain me, if they think they can study a fully transformed Wendigo, then the curse will spread. From this base, to the city, to the world. And everyone will learn what we learned in the Alaskan wilderness. That the hunger is real, that the curse is real, that Wendigos are real, and that once the hunger starts, it never stops. I'm writing this as a warning, as a record, as a final testimony from someone who's losing their humanity one day at a time. If you're reading this, if you find these words, if you somehow encounter the curse yourself, remember, don't eat anything suspicious. Don't consume infected flesh. Don't breathe cursed smoke. And most importantly, if you start feeling the hunger, that desperate, obsessive, all-consuming hunger that normal food can't satisfy, end it immediately. Don't wait. Don't hope for a cure. Don't think you can fight it. Because you can't. Nobody can. The hunger always wins. And right now, as I write these final words, as I feel my humanity slipping away, as the antlers break through my skull and the transformation accelerates, I need you to know one thing. I'm not sorry for what I'm about to become. The hunger has burned that emotion away. Burned away all emotions except the need to feed, to hunt, to spread the curse. And you smell delicious. All of you.